We are a people who value first and foremost the love of God, the beauty of family, and the need for culture. In 1776, the highest sense of law and humanity possessed within all ranks established the greatest nation on earth. Through us exudes the beauty of life. We have produced the greatest writers and artists in history. Our strength is disciplined kings and unseated dictators. We have filled the world with beauty and power. We are the middle class. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout our history, we the people have always been able to recognize the dangers of excess, yet smart enough to avoid the squalor of poverty. We have always placed a higher emphasis on the rights of man ordained of God, and eschewed the darkness of socialist dreams. With no ambiguity, it was the simplicity of faith and the rights of man in the light of God, not the carnal order of greed, that produced the most prosperous nation on earth. A perplexity, ladies and gentlemen, that baffles the super rich to this day. Baffles the super rich. But not all things are for them to understand. They have their reward. Ladies and gentlemen, our impeccable sense of class and dignity is often imitated by communists and plutocrats alike. Imposters, ladies and gentlemen, underestimating our ability to discern the true members of our rank. We are the middle class. Ladies and gentlemen, as the peasant labor of the world marries itself to the insatiable financial lust of the corporate globalist, the economic war against the American middle class will continue. Remember this, however, the true patriot that fought the revolution, they were not corporate crooks who lie down with communists for an extra nickel. They were carpenters, farmers, blacksmiths, merchants, clerks, teachers, all sharing the common love of God, family, and country. Ladies and gentlemen, as the treason and complacency of the corporate whore continues to heckle the American middle class by making international slave labor more and more accessible, the threat to our existence has never been greater. We, the people, have never had a greater responsibility to expose imposters within our ranks. For within our ranks lies the purity of democracy. We are the middle class. We the people must retake what is rightfully ours, the presidency. For in the heart of the Arab East lies treason, and the world can no longer be guided by the two extremes, the greed and abuse of the plutocrat and the lies and schemes of the communist. Extremes found at the vanguard of both major parties in America. Ladies and gentlemen, the communist and plutocrat are not driven by love of God, family, culture. They are driven by their lust for power, one employing avaricious financial schemes, the other the surreptitious bait of equality to mobilize totalitarian fantasy. We the people have a responsibility to yoke and discipline the extremes of the beast, for failing to do so reveals recreance in the eyes of God. Ladies and gentlemen, our preservation is paramount, for in our absence is failure. We are the middle class. Two political charlatans ride the campaign trail, desperately seeking an opportunity to deceive. They chase the accolades of the middle class, yet neither man has been middle class. They seek the approbation of the working people, yet neither man has worked a man's day in his life. For a fleeting moment, this need for middle class approbation supersedes their arrogance and resides at the apex of their life. Shall we afford it? I think not. For once abused, they'll again throw it to the base of the mountain. Instead, let us laugh as they temporarily put off the $1,000 suits and don the ensemble of the Kmart shopper, an act in itself demonstrating contempt for the middle class. To suggest that we would dress like Ward Cleaver at a Walmart fashion show is an insult to our intelligence. It's an insult to our intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are oblivious to the fact that the very people that they offend are the same that crossed the Delaware with General Washington. Their contempt for this nation and the people who founded it is unquenchable. Unquenchable, ladies and gentlemen. I can assure you that if you peel back a few layers of their genteel facade, you will not expose the American patriot. You will expose the Arabiste. American politics has grown rather comical, ladies and gentlemen. The two major parties spend the first portion of the campaign raising huge sums of money, clearly establishing their big money ties to the super rich, and the second portion of the campaign running around the United States dressed like a Kmart mannequin, trying to convince the working people that they feel their pain. I mean, what, are you kidding me? As if there's, let me tell you, if there's anything a middle-class person can do, that is identify another middle-class person. Because when you've been working your whole life, there's one thing you could identify. That's another person who's been working their whole life. You just know. You can't fake it. You can't fake it, man. There's no way. I mean, dude, Mark Twain would have enjoyed expounding on the contrast, the catch-22 of their comical pursuit, you know? Their comical pursuit. You've got the middle class facing eradication because of the multinational financial schemes of corporate parvenu, of which Obama and Romney are either part or puppet. And you've got these two clowns running around the United States, replete with money, trying to convince you and me that they're just regular people. They feel my pain. What do you feel my pain? You've never felt my pain in your life. You know what I mean? Come on.